suppose. Pistol in one hand, a saber in the other.
Then we will keep an eye out.
I'd appreciate that. So I guess y'all's plan is to head back to the tavern then. I assume that's where you saw her.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And of course, we would be remiss to leave anyone in this zone. Would you please come with us?
I mean, look at the dog. I mean, you guys can just turn it off, right? All this red.
Turn it off.
Yeah, they can just turn it off if they find the lady and talk to her. Just get scans the faces of everyone here.
He truly does not understand magic.
You guys don't need to roll an insight to know that Mr. Hawk of Haskell here doesn't really want to leave the safety of this.
Hawk, you understand that we're gonna have to leave at some point, even if they turn it off. And
Well,
just quotation marks.
Exactly.
We're
I was
still
kind of hoping we would leave after they turn it off.
So you want us
And
to
what?
solve the problem
We-
and then you just leave?
Go back,
Hawk,
and the
let me
guards
ask you
find us
this.
in here.
Is cowardice a national trait where you're from?
It ain't cowardice, it's self-protection. I
As
have my
you
own
say.
survival in interest. You don't?
Right, but aren't you sort of leaving yourself open for the, faceless copycats? Stuck in here, by yourself.
Well, he's not gonna be
Well, at
by
least if I-
himself.
And besides, if we stay here, we have eyes on the doors. Means they can't sneak up behind us.
That is a fair concern and a fair approach, but do you have food or water?
We don't do it.
Nope.
It's as if your day's worth of rations are included in
yep.
your class equipment.
I see.
You have no supplies whatsoever.
Well, no.
Tavern ain't totally far from here.
Mia just looks over her shoulder at Roma. You want to be telling them what you told us about the bakery?
Oh, right. I don't believe there's any food here at all. I went into the bakery, nothing, not even a crumb. You'd expect to see something, some evidence like everything else. No, nothing. No food, no water here.
And I doubt any plant life would be bearing any fruit in this place. There's nothing you would want to eat.
No.
Yeah, see, Hawk kind of nods slowly before he turns to the dog person, who, mind you, also hasn't given her name yet. I just realized. Yeah, like you guys, like they just jumped to you're a dog person. That's kind of weird. Where are you from?
I think it's genuinely because I see the names for the roles, so my brain's like, oh, there's a
literally
name.
a dog.
And he says, "Look, Duck, I'm thinking we should probably just head to the tavern. They're right. We don't have any food here." As if he's trying to convince you to leave.
Still having her arms crossed, she'll say, "I don't know. You think that's a good idea?"
It's the best shot we got.
All right, then we'll go. And she'll look at the other two.
I love these two so much.
I feel like something strange has happened.
What would we be calling
Yes.
you, Guru?
Denver. This one calls me Doug, and she'll glare at you, and
You
I
say
can't
Doug or
stop
Duck?
them. Duck.
Should have picked something better, like geese. They can break
Nice.
down,
Jen Snickers. A bit.
There's just one of us, so it'd be Goose.
Just call me Denver, please.
Denver did a touch Bill P then. Now,
fellow
we're all
sympathy.
armed.
Motion to
Oh,
repair.
right.
I see that
Yep.
none of you are
I'm
going to recompense the gods, I see.
I said my prayers when I was gathering my equipment.
I can do that now? If you want.
We really be worrying about paying back guards when the whole city in red. That's not even a real place, is it? Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
I can
Whether
return
or
it when I
not
get
you
the
are-
mine
name
back.
of the Newman.
The right thing to do is also their jobs, which they aren't. And also, I got this from the confiscated goods, so I think that's fine.
Whether or not your actions are witnessed, you should treat them with respect. Sure.
Just 2
I'll
seconds.
return
Who's
this
gonna
when I get mine
step up?
back.
Understood. Gives a nod.
I'm keeping mine.
Yeah, don't expect nothing less.
Is Roma able to grab a rapier then, very quickly? Have it.
Yep.
Get yourself a blade.
A blade.
Uh,
Right there.
yeah.
We aren't
And
ain't resting
I
on
mean,
our
if you
laurels,
could,
then
if you could
we're just taking
add,
point.
that'd be nice.
Motions to the
That
door.
one
Like,
all
go on
falling
then.
at once.
I'll go.
By the way, as we're kind of deciding, you know, how are we gonna leave? Who's going first? Whatever. Can I look out there and try and spot the copycat?
The copycat.
The only one she knows about. Sasha's seen.
Sure. Roll your perception.
Can do.
we've only ever seen one, and I pray to keep it that way.
You see nothing. Aside from specters of ghost people, phasing in and out, going about their day-to-day tasks. Just as it's been since you've gotten here.
I did. Before we leave, he would note, I did hear some birds earlier, if we wanted to go investigate that. I do not
Nice.
know the value of it, but it is alien compared to everything else.
Signs of life in this place is, as you say, alien. Would there be a bird person out here or something? Looks at Denver as she asks that.
No, the sound was more of a prey creature, far too small.
She curls her lip instinctively.
Surprised she looked at duck and not hawk.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm not gonna get on bad terms by making a duck joke.
Duck, hawk.
Duck.
Do we know where this source came from? How far out is it? Is it close? Far? What direction?
I do know direction. Distance is a bit more difficult, considering such a small bird, but it is also a very quiet location. Would it be able to, not retroactively, but in hindsight, do that kind of check, or is that just not available? Because I didn't think of it at the time.
Roll survival at disadvantage.
I can roll you one survival at disadvantage. I do not. I'm assuming I don't have guidance.
That's up to Caradoc.
Well, I don't.
Oh,
I don't think
wow.
I need to click disadvantage.
No, you
Jim
don't.
has,
Oh!
currently, everybody has guidance except for Hawk and
Denver.
Denver. There we go. 'Cause he doesn't trust them yet.
Fair enough.
Fair. A bit weird.
Fine.
You don't like us?
He's never even imagined a creature like you, so that's a lot to understand. And Mr. Sus there is very sus.
Walking past you, going, ooga booga. I'm evil, actually.
You can't, you tail?
A 9. A 9 gives you nothing, aside from the direction, which you already had.
Hmm.
It definitely isn't close, given how quiet it was.
It was most likely a fair distance, but precision is lacking.
Well, let us get our bearings. Figure out where we are. Figure out where the blazing beacon is. And make our way from there. We don't need to be figuring out where the blazing beacon is, bruv. What do you mean? We can just follow the fucking star, yeah? It's huge! thinks about it for a second. Fair point. Regardless, there is a blood red star above the entire city.
Ah.
Hundreds of feet up in the air, the source of all this red light. Again, the way I described it to everyone prior is it's like a nuke is about to finish going off. That's the ominous red it is. Fias goes to the top floors of this guard tower and begins trying to pinpoint where you guys are. You guys, in your chasing of a red cloak, have traversed quite a ways. Like a dog chasing a car.
With my newfound desire to get the hell out of here, I would go up there and try and get my bearings with them.
Roll me your perception.
Okay.
Could I also go up there, but mostly just to see if I can hear the birds again?
Sure.
We all clamber to the top. Nah.
Boop and boop bop. Oh my god, there's the 20. Jesus.
Holy
Nice.
shit.
Hawk, you get a general gauge of your surroundings. It's interesting. This city that you're in, painted red as it is basically a carbon copy of Velcaster itself. Central Velcaster, that is. But without the orange spores blanket everything, without all the devastation and ruin the riots of recent have caused. Roll me a d20 and add the amount of days you've been in Velcaster for.
That was, what, 13?
13? Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
You know your way around the city.
Made sure of it.
Indeed. Unless you get magically disoriented, you should be able to find your way around the place just fine. Jin, with the natural 20, you do not hear the bird, but you do see movement of a small bird out in the distance. It seems to be looking down at something, looking around at its immediate environment. Doing curious bird things.
Is it like spinning over top of one location, like kind of like vultures, like
No.
observing that one spot?
It is perched.
How far away is it?
Probably a mile or so, if you go how the bird travels. For
As the crow
you,
flies.
for you, landlocked folk, longer, further. What do you guys do?
He'd make a note of the bird to everyone. If we desire to head that direction.
As we head back downstairs. Wait. I don't understand what's this about a bird. Why are we chasing a bird?
It's an oddity in this location.
The whole location's an oddity, and frankly, I don't see the need to investigate it much further.
This is understandable.
Maybe we just head towards the Blazing Beacon. Try to see if we can find this lady in red.
You think maybe the bird be related to the lady in red?
It would explain why it is seemingly the only one in the area. It could be a
Is it a red bird?
I assume it's red, right?
Nope. It's sort of blue, purpley.
No, it's I should mention it more purple. Bluish. It might be blue at its base and then tinted purple by the lights. So it might
The
be a
direction
magical
you
apparition.
point. The direction you pointed is on the way back to the blazing beacon anyways. It could just simply be a detour.
I suppose.
If you want to make a beeline to it, that is fine. But now I desire to investigate. So I will go off by myself if needed.
Because that's a smart
Alright.
idea.
Alright, fair enough.
I did not say it was smart, but it seems to be more amicable to him. At the very least, it puts the notion of splitting up temporarily.
You remember what happened last time, right? When you were on your own? Because I do. You
Which
sort of got
was?
beaten the hell up. I got southern there, I don't know why.
Yeah!
Personally, I blame you two.
Get used to it, darling.
So isolated would not be wise. Do we want to...
No.
Would someone care to accompany me then? Make sure I do not get destroyed by myself again.
Or you can just stay with us and not.
You want? How about we just go after the dang bird? If it's on the way, it's on the way. It ain't much of a detour. This boy wants to go bird watching while we're trying to get out of here. Fine. See why he has to die for it.
I agree with the suspicious man. We should stick together.
You hear that? He called you suspicious.
He like turns towards Duck and says, "How am I suspicious? How am I being suspicious right now?"
Have
the
you
mask.
looked at yourself?
The
Have you
mask, the
looked at
hats.
yourself?
You almost
told
had a
you.
face for like...
You have a mask and hat too. Pointing at Jen.
Yes, but if you ask, I will remove the mask and hat. I am not being very obfuscated.
Okay, no one's asked me to remove mine yet.
I was gonna
you-
say, to be fair, you haven't asked him.
I mean,
You
we
remove your mask?
sort of did, and then he showed it for like less than a second, and then put it back on.
I showed you.
I gestured to Mina like, yeah, see?
I missed that for somehow. Well, that might have been when I left for a second.
Maybe.
So then I don't say that.
To show that he had a face, he grabbed his mask, pulled it down for like a second, just long enough for them to see that he has a nose and mouth, and they put it back.
Look, you are a private person. Your privacy comes off as suspicious to
I'm
others.
someone in the middle of a town that has been quarantined due to a dang plague. Sure,
Yes.
maybe I don't see spores around yet, but when they start falling out of the dang clouds, I don't want to have my mouth exposed. That's so
And
much to ask. If anything,
let us
you're
not
the suspicious
come-
ones for not covering your mouths.
Let us not come to blows on this. Let us not do our doppelgangers' work for them. Yes?
I don't blow. I don't. I want none of you.
I
That came out
argue
wrong.
with him. I
Clap,
gesture
clap,
at our
oh, about
friends,
that
not the
bird.
suspicious guy. About that bird. I think we should make
You're
a
leading the way then?
We're going bird watching?
I would gladly.
Bird looking at most.
Observing.
Then let's get a
Alright,
move
whatever
on.
it is, let us go.
And so you guys begin making your way. It doesn't take long, especially with someone that knows the streets and where to go. Or if nothing else, then Badger can read the signs and tell you where you are. As you guys get closer to the bird, it actually greets you, meets you halfway. It chirps at you cheerily. A very, very contrasted thing compared to the rest of this hellscape.
Is it just sitting on the ground, or is it like sitting in a tree?
There are no trees here. It is not sitting anywhere. It is flying, having met you halfway.
Ah, I see.
It flies away, perching on a sign, waiting. Do you follow it?
Yes, after this.
Oh.
I did the Baldur's Gate 3 build. No. He does approach it, slowly, giving it a bit of space, and calls up to it, and I don't know how speak with animals would sound to other people in this setting.
You would sound like a beast.
Okay. So he sounds like he's making a very good mimicry call, as he says to this animal, hello there. How did you get here?
It chirps at you in a language you don't speak.
Oh, fuck.
Damn it! You are different.
It chirps in agreement.
So it understands me, but I can't understand it.
No, you can't.
That's very funny.
You seem...
Do you?
You know language you
It
don't
flies
speak.
away. It lands a bit further away. Do you follow it?
I look back to the group. And not in bird speak. It is not a normal beast, but it is intelligent. At least, seems intelligent. I think we should follow it, for the time being.
Rome, are you a Ventura, yes? What do you know about birds?
What? Sorry?
Actually...
What do I know about birds?
in your culture? Any religious significance?
Oh,
Considering where we are.
Ooh.
would there be, Crash?
Religious significance. None of your Newmen are based on birds. Unless you consider your courtesan goddess equivocal. She does sing rather well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She'll just sort of think on that for a second, like going through them all and be like, the only sort of Newman I can think of would be the courtesan one. She's known to sing very well, if that can be compared. You know?
It
Other
would
than
be
that, not
stretch.
really.
Alright. Fair
What was that,
enough.
sorry?
Any
Nothing
folk tales, any stories about birds leading people to imminent death?
more.
Um,
While they're doing that, because I just thought of this, could Jin try to identify what type of bird it is? Because that
Roll
might give us a
nature.
hint of
Would I be able to
where it
help?
could be from. Would you? Would they?
Does Jin announce his intent? You guys can't read each other's minds to help
would say-
each other.
That's true.
If not, can I do it myself? Because I was going to ask if I recognize it.
Yeah.
Sure.
He would probably have mentioned at the notion of like, oh hey, folklore and stuff. It's like, does anybody know what type of bird it is? Perhaps that could give us an inclination of if it's even from here.
I'm so happy you posted that up.
Newman
if
Sterling.
it's a star, if it's a starling, I swear.
Freak
Newman
out.
Starling. Damn.
That's
Wait,
a very,
perception.
very...
It would be
Damn it!
nature.
I meant to press nature. I'm gonna re-roll that. Press the right one. It's right above it in my defense. No!
Aw, you still got better though.
It's the same numbers and
Roma
everything.
able to try as well? If she's trying to figure out what type. Well,
Do you have
Lore?
nature proficiency?
oh shit, no. Never mind.
Is it some kind of falcon or hawk?
It is not.
Is it a duck?
Alright. Well, I know that much.
You say that?
I mean, if you guys are out loud trying to say like, I don't know what kind of bird that is.
Well,
Oh,
that's what Jin said. He's like, does anyone know what kind of bird this is?
Oh. I know it's not a falcon or a hawk
That
or an
is
eagle.
something. There's three somethings.
I know it's a bird.
I'm afraid
There,
birds are
yeah.
not that common in my homeland.
Hmm. Is Roma able to work out if there's any like lore, I guess, Venetorian lore that she know about?
Ventorian,
Ventorian.
not Venatorian. This isn't a ship in Star Wars.
Sorry, I keep adding extra vowels. Ventorian.
Specifically Ventorian? No.
What about the other two that she happens to be? Because there's 3 realms. Does she know any of the 3 realms?
Roll it.
Oh, Venator.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Venator means hunter.
Oh, there are plenty. Too many.
Yeah.
Some are good. Some are bad. Some lead you into the dream rampant.
Yeesh. Yeah, she just kind of goes, shrugs like, a bit out of my depth with this one, I think.
You guys continue following the mysterious bird.
Mhm.
When you guys begin hearing the sounds of footsteps coming down around the corner of the road, you guys meet the steps halfway, peering into the street that the corner connects to. And you see this lovely woman who holds up a hand for the bird to land on. And behind her, you note, most interestingly, you see her again, dead on the ground without a face.
Oh shit, dude!
Wow.
Ah, thank the Newman. Thou hast no idea how happy I am to see other people.
Well met.
She hears your
Yeah.
accent and smiles. A Eulonian in these dark times. Light be praised.
Light be praised indeed. Finally.
She walks up to you and holds out a hand in greeting for you to shake.
I shake it.
I am Evangeline Latorna. And this here is Giselle. Tweet tweet.
What a wonderful
It
creature.
is my honor and pleasure to meet you. I am Caradoc Movsesian.
Thank you for arriving, Akadak. You know, as a Eulonian, what her last name signifies. Letorno. L apostrophe in the word version, not the last name version. L apostrophe ETOURNEAU. Letorno stands for starling. Just like the bird
Oh my god.
she has right there.
Starling.
Just like the bird that O posted.
I know, it's perfect.
It's as if he looked it up.
She turns around and beholds her other self. I don't suppose thou hast seen similar deceptive creatures.
We've
Mine
seen a
eludes
few.
us. A few, yes. Oh,
She
yes,
might
introductions.
copycat.
Introductions, fairly. She flourishes and bows very grandiosely to the rest of you. As I was telling the Caradoc here, I'm Evangeline Laterno. But thou may call me Eva, as my family does. She smiles brightly. And all of you,
Just kind of elbow duck.
He fucking glares at you. Looks at her. I'm Denver. This is Hawk.
Denver and Hawk. She nods once at.
She goes by duck sometimes.
Only because I can't stop you.
Duck or dog, you are certainly a far a ways away from the Dragal Peninsula.
I am.
Well, I hope those journey was fortuitous. Fine. Unassailed.
You see where we are.
She just looks at Hawk.
And the rest of thou?
I am Jin. A pleasure.
Jin, thou hails from the Vusen. Is that right?
Indeed.
It
Our
seems
countries are neighbors.
many far away travelers. That is good. There is strength in, well, variety.
Mhm.
She looks at you, Caradoc, and nods once, having already been introduced to you. She looks to the rest of you.
I am Roma, and this is Badger, my bodyguard. It's a big.
Hey.
She smiles chidely. Forgive mine trepidation and amusement. A goblin bodyguard.
That's right.
Yep.
She walks over and crouches in front of you. Thou must truly be strong beyond thy size.
He'll kind of do like the flex. Yeah.
Big guns, little man.
Mina scoffs. I'd be better than you, bruv.
I would enjoy seeing that fight. When we are not in this place.
And in Aucklander, from your accent. My name be Mina. And this one here fires. Itorasi. He nods once. A pleasure. Might I ask, he looks at the doppelganger, how did you accomplish that? She smiles proudly, widely at the ask. Thou shouldst have seen it. It just tried to ambush me, but Giselle here, she holds up her finger like a Disney princess and Giselle lands on it, pecked at its face, distracting it, allowing me a critical way to finish it in one fell swoop. She looks at you, Karadok. Something for proper legends.
Indeed, a dastardly attack out of nowhere, and glorious triumph in return.
Can I, like, insight check that? Because it seems odd that, like, pecking at a thing without a face would distract it. I just want to see, like, if there's any holes in her story.
Yeah, sure. Roll insight.
Wow. That's shockingly good.
Yeah, she seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah. Kind of figured she doesn't seem the lying type. It's just like, these things aren't weak.
You do see a peck mark on the thing.
Right, like a little pinch on its face where blood's dripping out.
It did a whole whopping that's a GM.
Point of
It did a
damage.
whole whopping 1 point of damage.
Hey, mighty beast!
Oh, one!
That's the most Giselle can do for a peck.
If the bird crits, does it do 2?
No, it doesn't, because there's no dice.
Shit. Yeah, it doubles the dice, doesn't it? Damn.
Yeah.
She's doing her best, okay?
The bird tweets. Tweet, tweet, tweet.
A very courageous bird. Bird?
That-
He looks to her.
I, Giselle, be a bird. Well, not a normal bird, if that is what I am asking. She is mine familiar.
Oh.
A celestial light that shelters me, no matter how far from home I travel.
Oh, are you also blessed by the Newman?
She tilts her head. In what way art thou blessed? I'm afraid I have no overt blessings, aside from the protection of the light. But many Eulonians
probably have
claim...
gathered some dust and debris and shit. Or is the whole spotless still?
Here,
Wait,
there's no
first bird.
movement. So you guys are probably
So-
sweaty because it's hot and humid, but there's no
Right,
dust
so
or
the
anything kicked up.
sweat- So the sweat on my person, I'm a little disheveled. I do like a little flourishing gesture, and suddenly I'm refreshed, clean, no sweat, nothing.
Her eyes widen. Thou art a spellcaster as well.
Indeed.
Fantastic. I have some lesser inclination towards magic myself, but I'm still learning.
As am I. At the
Then
beginning
perhaps
of
we
my-
shall learn together. But first, I believe we should address the main problem. That of where we are. And how to get out of here.
Speaking of problems, can I roll a perception check just to see if there's anything else outside of our group?
Yeah, we have been stationed here for a second and been not quiet.
It would have been hilarious if freaking
We got ambushed.
I stuck in another token, and laid it on top of your guys's, and then swapped it midway.
While no one's paying
Oh.
That would have
attention.
been hilarious. Roll
Can I,
perception, please.
Help?
You may roll your own.
Okie dokie.
Who have we not seen? We haven't seen
Nice.
Fred's. I don't think they saw.
You know, Crash,
theirs,
inspiration is the
right?
thing you can.
I could give you Bardic, but unfortunately Eva doesn't get this back on short rest.
Okay,
Not
so it's a sword bard then.
Well, she's not any subclass, yeah.
Yeah,
technically.
yeah, I know. After I said it, I was like, well, she
Well,
practices the
well,
blade.
then.
She
Like,
practices
wow,
the blade. That's what it is.
Whatever you say, buddy.
Looking around, the two of you do not spot any other interlopers or company people.
Then she brings up the problem of where we are. I think Hawk would just say, do you remember a lady in red?
Yes, I doth recall. A lady in red with peculiar airs, dressed in
Wait,
finery
really?
that stood out from everyone else.
I noticed the ears too. The way they just kind of. These gestures like big ears, big long ears around his head.
They go knifey.
They go all knifey like that. Very strange woman. Did you say anything or try to say anything to her?
I certainly tried, but alas, I never got the chance. I was engulfed in a bright red light, and when I came to, I was, well, just down this way a bit. She points down the street. There is a shop.
Shop.
I sold utensils. And she pulls out the kitchen knife that she has that is like bloodied.
You killed it with a kitchen knife.
I killed it with courage.
And a kitchen knife.
Well,
Points at Hawk. Yeah.
I.
Good job.
Oh, no, this.
Regardless,
Pretty good.
if you saw the lady too and now you're here, you say, what, 2's a coincidence, 3's a trend. I don't know what the hell 9 is. But sorry, 10. Gesture to Giselle.
I do not want to see the tiny bird have a doppelganger.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all fun and games until I say tweet with ominous intent.
No!
Someone do that.
Giselle turns into an eldritch chore.
I don't want to stick around to find no. What'd you say, doppelganger? It's called
Aye.
copycats, you weirdo. Oh,
Ma-
not you. Him. You're fine.
Oh,
It is
well,
a fancy
thank you.
word.
Please continue killing copycats. We were heading to the Blazing Beacon where we saw that lady.
Can all of you roll me?
Dexterity save.
No. What would this be?
Sanity? Honor?
No. Ooh, sand would be interesting.
Garth, shut up. I'm kidding.
No, I don't think it's applicable for this. Not
What
yet.
about animal
All of you
handling?
roll me a wisdom save.
Oh,
Save, sure.
yeah.
It's not anything you're actually saving against, though. It's
Oh, that's the other thing I didn't change. Because I'm doing wisdom as my main stat, I can change my int save to a wisdom save, right?
correct. As long as you change your other stat to something else, you cannot have 2 strong saves.
As in, I can change my dexterity one too?
You have to. You can change it to either intelligence, strength, or charisma. Weak saves.
Okay.
They are called weak saves because they do not show up often. Versus
Okay.
Dex and wisdom and constitution show up very, very frequently.
Okay.
Every class is built this way.
I'll change it to strength then.
Very well.
Cool.
Nice.
To Jin, Caradoc, and Denver. There is this nagging sensation that burdens your mind when you look upon Eva's doppelganger. As monstrous as it is, there's some part of you that is deterring, frightening you from wanting to attack it, carve into it, even when it's dead. I will tell you all this, matter of factly. You have disadvantage on attacking anyone else's doppelganger.
Oh, it's a 1v1.
Oh, okay.
This effect breaks when you kill your doppelganger.
Hmm.
That is all.
Bill.
So I imagine you'll want to come with us, copycat killer.
I would not want to lay claim to such a visceral title, but if you would all be amenable to my company, I would certainly appreciate it.
Yes, very amenable.
Then, where shall we go?
About that away, pointing in the direction that I think the blazing beacon is.
With Roma's account, the blazing beacon is directly under the star above you. So you always know where the blazing beacon is.
Mhm.
Unless the star moves, in which case you have other things to worry about.
Yeah.
Migrating.
But
Go.
before we head off, we're going with Mina. Jin looks over to Mina. You consider yourself a combatant? Yes.
You not be considering me one, bruv.
No, I do. That is why I'm asking.
Why
Look
did you
at-
just say so? What do you want?
I talk over myself too much. Look at that. I point at the doppelganger. If you desire to attack it,
Yeah.
does anything feel odd?
She walks over to it. Frowns. Yeah, there'd be something trying to mess with me.
It is not just me, then.
She kicks it once.
You could do a much harder kick than that, I imagine.
She just looks over at you like, why do you ask such pointless questions?
Because she's not. That's mainly what he's getting at. It's just like, you could, but you're not.